Hello, I'm Andrew from Briggs Agency, and we are an independent insurance agency that does insurance for mechanic shops, body shops, and dealerships. If you have one of these types of businesses, the chances are that you need GarageKeepers insurance. So in this video, we're going to give you a little bit of an explanation on what that insurance is and a couple of tips to help you out when you are shopping for your business insurance. So if you have a mechanic shop or an auto body shop that does collision repair, you have customers that drop off their vehicle at your shop while you work on them, and you test drive these vehicles, you do work on these vehicles, you might store these vehicles in your shop or outside on your lot. You have care, custody, and control over those customers' vehicles. If your customer drops off their car at your shop and it gets stolen out of your lot, or if it gets damaged on a test drive, or it just happens to catch on fire, that customer is going to come back to you and they're going to say, hey, you need to pay for my vehicle. It was your responsibility. You had it in your shop and you had control of the keys. That's care, custody, and control. That is exactly what GarageKeepers insurance is designed to do. There's really two primary types of coverage that you have with a GarageKeepers policy. That is legal liability insurance and direct primary GarageKeepers insurance. The legal liability is exactly what it sounds like. It provides protection for your business in this scenario with a customer's vehicle if your business is legally liable to pay for the damage. You also have the option of direct primary coverage, and this provides a broader level of protection, and the insurance company will pay out in a claim for a damaged customer vehicle whether or not your business is actually legally liable. And you might think, well, what is a scenario where I want my insurance company to pay if I'm not legally liable? Well, it could be that you have a situation where a customer's vehicle gets damaged. It wasn't necessarily your fault that it was damaged, and you might not be found liable in court for that damage. However, you want to do right by your customer. You have a community perception of your business, or a reputational hazard, where it would be beneficial for you to take care of your customer. When you're purchasing GarageKeepers insurance, you need to know how much insurance you need for your business. So you're going to select a limit of coverage. There's many different ways where you can, how you can handle your GarageKeepers insurance depending on the size of your operation, what your total exposure is. But typically we'll see businesses have a specified limit of coverage for GarageKeepers insurance. If you're a really small shop and you only have a couple of customer vehicles in your possession at any one time, you might only need, a couple $100,000 of insurance. It depends on the value of the customer's vehicles. If you have a shop where you have a lot of traffic that comes through with customer vehicles, and you might have 10, 15, 20, or 100 vehicles in your possession, it might be more appropriate for you to have what's called an actual loss sustained coverage limit. And essentially that is a unlimited amount of coverage for customers' vehicles, especially if you're working on high value vehicles or commercial vehicles, semi trucks, dump trucks, police, fire vehicles. So it's really depending upon your specific business and your need on how much GarageKeepers insurance you need. Generally, when I'm working with customers, I'll ask them, what is the max, if you have your shop loaded up with customer vehicles in your lot, in your garage, what is the maximum value of all of those vehicles that are on your lot at any given time? So if you can have, if you have a total of a capacity of 10 customer vehicles and an average value of that vehicle is $50,000, well, then you need $500,000 of GarageKeepers insurance. So it really depends on your exposure. And then a couple of other things to consider: if your business does towing, you need what's called on-hook coverage or cargo coverage. It's the same type of coverage for a customer's vehicle, but while it's being towed or while it's in transit or while it's hooked up to the back of that tow truck. Sometimes your GarageKeepers coverage will provide the on-hook, it'll be included. Other times you might need a specific limit of insurance for on-hook. It really depends on your particular insurance company and what your need is. That's pretty much the gist of GarageKeepers insurance. But if you have a mechanic shop or a body shop, you require several other types of insurance: garage liability or general liability coverage. You could get sued for a variety of reasons in your business. If you own your building or you have tools and equipment inside of your building, you need commercial property insurance. If your business owns vehicles or owns tow trucks, you need regular commercial auto insurance. And then of course, if you have employees, you're required to have workers' compensation insurance. And then you may also have an umbrella, which provides additional liability coverage above and beyond what your garage liability, your auto, and your workers' comp employer liability limits have stated on the policy. Appreciate you watching the video. Briggs Agency does GarageKeepers insurance all over Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, and all over the Midwest. Feel free to get in contact with us if you have more questions, and hope you enjoyed the video.